and you have seen many grammar lectures because I have sending you many grammar lectures like indirect speech we have completed there, active passive also we have completed. So I think you have to note it down all the grammar part in your notebook, because you know guys, you are new, means you are in standard 11. So all the means you have to make one separate grammar notebook. That I informed this in my previous lectures, but then also I am just reminding you that if anyone is remaining of writing any grammar part, then you have to write. Okay, I will not say please write, no. This is my strict warning that you have to write all the grammar whatever I taught in my lectures, because this is useful for standard 12 also. Because I am not going to teach this grammar in next year. Okay, so you have to be very careful here. So today I am going to teach you the supplementary chapter 2, the address. It is written by Marga Minko. So guys, address means it is just a simple story of a girl, that what she experienced there, why the author has given such a title, the address. So let's see. This is a supplementary chapter, you know. First one is Summer of a Beautiful White Horse. It was also a very nice chapter, and this is also a very, we can say that it is having something moral. Okay, so the address. It is written by Marga Minko, and the writer is saying that this short story is a moving account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. When she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her earlier life. However, she decides to leave them all behind and resolves to move on. Here the story. The narrator is saying that one daughter, that she went in this address for searching some belongings of theirs, okay, especially of her mom or her family after the war, that Second World War took place in Holland. Then after the completion of the war, only she was the survivor, and she decided to visit the place wherever they were used to live previously, and they handed over the things to some other person, because they were not sure that these things were safe in their house. That is why they shifted their belongings to others' house. So whenever the girl went in that lady's house, that whatever the address her mom had given to her, whenever she went there, she finds that when she has seen the belongings of her, it was evoking her earlier life, and she didn't want to remind her earlier life. Okay, that is why she left all the things there and decides to take the move from there. So why she is making the decision, what the experience she got there, and what the decision spontaneously she has taken. So let's see with this story. Here the starting is like this. Do you still know me? I asked. The woman looked at me searchingly. She had opened the door a chink. I came closer and stood on the step. No, I don't know you. I am Mrs. S. daughter. She held her hand on the door as though she wanted to prevent it opening any further. Her face gave absolutely no sign of recognition. She kept staring at me in silence. Perhaps, I said, mistaken. I thought perhaps it isn't her. I had seen her only once, fleetingly, and that was years ago. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door. But I knew now that I was right. Well, you knew my mother, I asked. Have you come back? Said the woman. I thought that no one had come back, only me. A door opened and closed in a passage behind her. A musty smell emerged. I regret. I cannot do anything for you. I have come here specially on the train. I wanted to talk to you for a moment. It's not convenient for me now, said the woman. I can't see you another time. See, guys, here the whole communication is going on, conversation is going on between the lady and the daughter. that the daughter or the girl who went there for collecting her belongings. Okay, so whenever she went at that particular address and she knocked at the door, the lady opened the door and the girl asked her that, do you know me? The lady refrained to accept it, and the lady said that, no, I don't know, who are you? So the girl has given her identity and she told that, I am Mrs. S daughter and I came here for some purpose. So the lady was, we can say that, was not ready to recognize her. That is why the lady told that, I don't know who are you. But sometime the thought came in the mind of the girl that maybe she knocked at the wrong door. Okay, so for a while she thought that maybe she rang the wrong bell of the door, but whenever she had seen that the woman had wore the same gown, cardigan means long gown we can say, okay, that the girl's mom used to wear in past years. So definitely the girl has sure now that this is the right house that I rang the door, because the lady has wore my mother's gown. From that the girl identified this is the correct house where she went. So here the lady has worn a green knitted cardigan means a long gown, and it is having a wooden buttons. The wooden buttons are getting fainted. Why? Because maybe the lady was wearing this gown every day, and after continuous washing the buttons were fainted, the gown was also fainted, so the girl was reached at the correct address. So here further the lady said that, only you come? Where are the others? So the girls told that no one is survived, only I am there to be survived and I came here for some purpose. So open the door. The lady had slightly opened the door and a musty smell came inside. You know that if the house is closed for some days or some months, then as soon as we are opening the door, a musty smell comes as that of the because of moisture. Musty smell means that is the unpleasant smell we can say. So whenever that lady had opened the half door, the daughter got the musty smell from the house, and she said that, give me your 5 minutes because I want to talk to you. The lady refrained this and told that, no, I don't have much time, you come later. So the girl had given we can say that told something to her that I have came here by train and I have to return with the same train only, so it is not possible for me to come again. So give me your 5 minutes only because I have some work and I want to talk to you for a moment. So the lady was not ready to talk with her, and what she next? See. She nodded and cautiously closed the door as though no one inside the house should be disturbed. So that lady was very, we can say that very, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, चालाक थी वो. Okay, that lady was very clever. So she closed the door silently because no one of the house got to know this news and no one in her house was disturbed. That is why she closed the door. I stood where I was on the step. The curtain in front of the bay window moved. Someone stared at me and would then have asked what I wanted. Oh, nothing. The woman would have said it was nothing. So the daughter that stopped there means that was the daughter was just stood there on the step, and whenever she has seen from the curtain that someone was knocking her, nodding at her, someone was seeing her, and that lady asked the daughter, other one something, not from this house because the woman has closed the house. So from other's house someone was knocking at her, and the lady make by gestures that what do you want? The author said, no, I don't want anything. And I looked at the nameplate again. So again the daughter has a confusion that maybe I have to reach at the correct address or not. For the confirmation of her, she has seen the address of the house. So the nameplate was there and the name is written like this, Darling, it said, in black letters on white enamel, and the lamp a bit higher, the number 46. So you know that in our house we are used to stick the nameplate and there we are writing our father's or grandfather's name and our house number. So same here, on that white enamel in black letters, the name was written Darling. And number 46, the same address the girl's mother has given to her. Then also that lady was not recognizing the girl and she was refusing to meet the girl. So here the question is that why the lady was not recognizing the daughter, means that girl, why she was refusing? Okay, there is a question here. So let's see what is the answer of this question. So as I walked slowly back to the station, I thought about my mother who had given me the address years ago. It had been in the first half of the war. I was home for a few days and it struck me immediately that something or other about the rooms had changed. I missed various things. My mother was surprised I should have noticed so quickly. Then she told me about Mrs. Darling. I had never heard of her, but apparently she was an old acquaintance of my mother, whom she hadn't seen for years. She had suddenly turned up and renewed their contact. Since then she had come regularly. Now here, the lady was refused to meet the girl. That is why the girl returned to her place, okay, home. So whenever she was returning, at that time the thoughts came in her mind. She had seen the surrounding areas and she found that after the World War, the area is drastically changed. The arrangement of the houses is also being changed. So she, we can say that stuck in the memories that what her mother told her. So she is saying that whenever they come to know that the World War is going to start, at that time that girl's mother had made a conversation with the girl that one lady, Mrs. Darling, whatever we can say that valuables we are having, valuables means some important documents or some important things. So whatever the valuables we are having, we have to keep them in the home of Mrs. Darling, because the girl is saying that Mrs. Darling, she was not knowing her. Actually, it is the old acquaintance. Acquaintance means familiar. The girl's mother was familiar with Mrs. Darling. It was there, we can say that old memories, or we can say that the old recognition, and on the basis of this, the Mrs. Darling was used to come in their house regularly, and Second World War broke out. So suddenly the girl's mother has taken the decision that whatever the valuables we are having, we have to keep safely in the house of Mrs. Darling. So what happened? Means they are just the thought going on in the mind of the girl. Now, even every time she leaves here, she takes something home with her, said my mother. She took all the table silvers in one go, and then antique plates that hung there. She had trouble lugging those large vases, and I am worried she got a creak in her bag from the crockery. My mother shook her head pityingly. I would never have dared ask her. She suggested it to me herself. She even insisted. She wanted to save all my nice things. If we have to live here, we shall lose everything, she says. Now, the girl is reminding some things that what her mother told her. So she is saying that whenever Mrs. Darling used to come in their houses, whenever in every visit, she was collecting the things from the narrator's house and used to keep in her own house. So in the first visit, that lady has taken all the table silver in one go. One go means in only one visit she has collected all the silver ornaments, not ornaments but utensils and whatever other things. So all the silver utensils she has taken, and in other she has collected all the antique plates, and parallelly in every visit she is going to take a large vases, collecting large vases, and it is very hard for her to shift to her house. Then also that lady was doing a big effort. Seeing this, the narrator was surprised that why that lady was doing so. Maybe her any selfishness motive is hidden here, so that, but the narrator never dared to ask like this to her mother. So that lady always used to come, means that lady means who is the lady? Mrs. Darling. Mrs. Darling always used to come in their house, and she is collecting all the things and shifted to her own house. So one time what happened, whenever she used to shift the crockery, there is a crack. So the author had dared to ask her, but her mother said no. So that was the thoughts getting in the mind of the narrator. Narrator means the girl that who went in that Mrs. Darling house for collecting her belongings. I am calling her as a narrator. मैं उसको narrator बोल रही हूँ, तुम लोग याद रखो. Who is the narrator? तो girl. Okay. Now what happens? See, have you agreed with her that she should keep everything? I asked. But whenever I told you that whenever the narrator found that the lady has made a crack in the shifting to the crockery, so the question came in the mind of the narrator that she is asking to her mom that, mom, is that lady is able to keep our all the belongings safely? That question asked by the narrator to her mother. So what mother said to her? See, as if that's necessary, my mother cried. It would simply be an insult to talk like that. And I think about the risk she is running each time she goes out of our door with full suitcase or bag. Now, the mother was getting angry. Whenever the narrator asked such a question that maybe that lady is able to keep our things safely, then the mother is saying that it is not good thing. If we are asking such a things to her, it is like an insult to her. And I don't want to insult that lady. That is why her mother, we can say that, said no to the narrator to ask such a questions. And the lady is saying that, the mother is saying that Mrs. Darling is carrying out all the things from her house, okay, with a huge bag. She is collecting all the things in a huge full suitcase. And anyhow she was shifting the things. So it is a very, we can say that, great work she is doing for us. But the narrator didn't like this work. So she means the narrator has some doubt in her mind. Now, my mother seemed to notice that I was not entirely convinced. She looked at me reprovingly, and after that we spoke no more about it. That whenever that lady was inside, they were making the conversation. But the mom has making some gesture that keep quiet. So seeing this, the narrator was keep quiet, and from that onwards they have never spoken on the topic, especially this topic. So meanwhile, I had arrived at the station without having paid much attention to things on the way. I was walking in familiar places again for the first time since the war, but I did not want to go further than was necessary. I did not want to upset myself with the sight of streets and houses full of memories from a precious time. Whenever the narrator was returning to the station, the thoughts were coming in her mind. So whenever she reached or arrived at the station, so she had not paid the attention towards the surroundings because she was stuck in a thought. So whenever after she had seen at the surroundings, she found that many things has been changed, and that place was familiar with her because she was used to live at this place before few years. Okay, so this is, we can say that, the precious time she was remembering after seeing the places. Now, in the train back, I saw Mrs. Darling in front of me again, as I had the first time I met her. It was the morning after the day my mother had told me about her. I had got up late, and coming downstairs, I saw my mother about to see someone out, a woman with a broad back. There is my daughter, said my mother. She beckoned to me, and the woman nodded and picked up the suitcase under the coat rack. She wore a brown coat and a shapeless hat. Does she live far away? I asked, seeing the difficulty she had going out of the house with the heavy case. In Marconi Street, said my mother, number 46, remember that. Now, whenever the writer arrived at the station, and whenever she had noted down or observed all the surroundings, she remembered her previous or precious past. And one thing also she reminded that whenever that Mrs. Darling came in their house, at that time, the first time means the narrator was sleeping in the morning, and whenever she woke up, she noted that that lady was already came inside the house. So she nodded at the mother. Mother told that mother was at that time talking with Mrs. Darling. So Mrs. Darling had taken a look towards the narrator, and means जैसे नहीं हम लोग किसी को बोलते good morning, how are you, this type of, we can say that one word is there, beckon. Beckon means to give a signal that how are you. So that Darling has beckoned towards the narrator. Narrator की ओर उसने देखा. उसके बाद उसकी मॉम ने दैट एट दैट टाइम मिसेस डॉर्लिंग हैड wore a brown coat and shapeless hat. Means that lady was not with good appearance, her clothes was also not neat and clean. Okay, so she was living. So the narrator struck a doubt. narrator को डाउट है कि ये लेडी ऐसे क्यों रह रही है, कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है। तो उसने मॉम को पूछा कि ये इतनी सारी चीजें हमारे लेके जा रही है, आर दीज ऑल द बिलोंगिंग्स आर सेफ और नॉट, कि ये सेफ है या नहीं। तो मदर उसको बोलती कि कोई बात नहीं, वो यहीं पे रहती है। तो नैरेटर को डाउट है कि शी इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम अ ग्रेट ट्रबल, कि उसको बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है ये सारी चीजें लेके जाने में, बहुत दूर रहती है वो। तो मदर ने बोला नो, शी इज लिविंग एट द मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट नंबर 46, रिमेंबर दिस एड्रेस। तब का एड्रेस उसको याद था कि उसकी ये इंसिडेंट है स्टूडेंट, दिस इज द इवेंट दैट वाज वी कैन से दैट रिमाइंडर्ड बाय द नैरेटर। नैरेटर को याद आ रही है ये चीजें कि उसकी मॉम ने कैसे वो एड्रेस बोला, तो उनकी बातों में। तो वो एड्रेस कौन सा था, मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट नंबर 46 एंड द नेम ऑफ द लेडी इज मिसेस डॉर्लिंग। ओके, नाउ सी आई हैड रिमेंबर्ड इट बट आई हैड वेटेड अ लॉन्ग टाइम टू गो देयर। Initially, after the liberation, I was absolutely not interested in all that stored stuff, and naturally, I was also rather afraid of it. Afraid of being confronted with things that had belonged to a connection that no longer existed, which were hidden away in the cupboards and boxes and waiting in vain until they were put back in their places again, which had endured all those years because they were things. Now see, one time, for a second or for a moment we can say, राइटर को याद आया कि आई डोंट वॉन्ट टू बी दैट बिलोंगिंग्स टू कम अप विथ मी अगेन, कि मुझे वो चीज़ें फिर से नहीं चाहिए। उसके मन में थोड़े समय के लिए आया, क्योंकि आफ्टर द लिबरेशन मीन्स तुमको पता है वर्ल्ड जब वॉर चलता है तो ऑल द रेस्ट्रिक्शंस वर देयर, ओके, ऑल द कंट्रोल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट वाज देयर, ओके, देन आफ्टर दैट द पीपल वर लिबरेटेड। उसके बाद थोड़े लोगों को छूट मिली। तब नैरेटर यहाँ पे बोल रहा है कि शी वॉज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट थिंग्स बिकॉज ऑल द थिंग्स आर वर पैक्ड इन सूटकेसेस एंड बॉक्सेस एंड दिस थिंग्स हैविंग इम्पोर्टेंट इफ देयर एग्जिस्टेंस इज देयर। उनसे रिलेटेड कोई यादें, कोई एग्जिस्टेंस, जैसे उसकी मॉम नहीं है नैरेटर की, अभी कोई भी नहीं है, तो उसको थोड़े समय के लिए ऐसा लगा कि ये चीज़ें लेके मैं क्या करूँगा, मुझे ये चीज़ें नहीं चाहिए। तो उसने स्ट्रिक्टली मना कर दिया कि मन में उसको थोड़े समय के ऐसे लगा कि मुझे जो है वो चीज़ें नहीं चाहिए। उसके बाद उसने ऐसे सोचा कि वैसे पर्सन ही मीन्स द पर्सन, हर मॉम स्पेशली वॉज नॉट वी कैन से दैट अलाइव। अगर मॉम ही जिंदा नहीं है तो मुझे वो चीज़ों से भी क्या करना है, आफ्टर ऑल दीज ऑल आर द थिंग्स ओनली एंड दे डिडंट हैव एनी इम्पोर्टेंट इफ द पर्सन इज नॉट अलाइव। इफ द पर्सन इज अलाइव देन द थिंग्स मैटर्स, बट वो जो जिसकी चीज़ें वो है वो पर्सन ही इस दुनिया में नहीं है। तो नैरेटर नहीं चाहता था कि वो सारी चीज़ें वो फिर से उसके पास लेके आए। फिर क्या हुआ देखो, आफ्टर, अभी स्टूडेंट्स टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में इसको कंटिन्यू करते हो बेटा। अभी होमवर्क तो तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं है, ये चैप्टर इनकम्प्लीट ही है। अगर तुम्हारा कुछ भी आगे का वर्क बाकी है तो तुम लोग उसको कंप्लीट करके रखना। नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में अपने मिलते हैं, बाय।